Hello. Uh, how do I do this again? Oh my god, haven't done it for ages. Um, been a hot minute. everything. Flowers for Charlie. Um, but that's not what I'm really here to talk about. Well, can't. Well, yeah. Look, I'm always thinking of things to talk about on the interwebs, and I thought a fun video I might do, like I'm on I'm on Blue Sky. I was about to say OnlyFans, but not on OnlyFans. I'm on the Blue Sky just to get the other side of the story. And I joined up after the election just to like have a scrum and things, and I stopped for a while, and I got back on middle of this year, and I kind of haven't stopped since. My momentum's completely dropped. I get no interest. I barely ever post, but I'm just really interested in the marketplace of ideas, or whatever they call it, of that side. And I thought I'd give a little bit of a insight of what I get on that site. So I know there's been a lot of talk about what kind of content you get on Blue Sky. But for me, I wouldn't be there if it wasn't enjoyable. Like it's a total hodgepodge mess of people. It's not just left wing loonies and stuff. At least not posting that sort of material. Like that's there, of course, but I thought I'd just go through my feed and give you an idea. I won't dox. I won't name anyone or anything. Maybe the news services, but this is my Discover feed on Blue Sky. So, New York Times, Lena Hidalgo, once a rising Democratic star in Texas, will not seek re-election next year as county judge in Harris County, which includes Houston, or for any other office in 2026. Okay. Ooh. Actually, if this is, it's a director, a film, maybe it's a film director. But so this is These Lies Must Stop. Vance. While our side of the aisle certainly has its crazies, it is a statistical fact that most of the lunatics in American politics today are proud members of the far left. And it's got a video of Vance talking. Okay, the next one. Supply chains are broken. Trucking firms are going out of business. The tariffs, ICE raids, disrespecting our trading partners are beginning to show. Great Depression 2.0 is starting. Empire State Manufacturing Survey, a monthly survey of covering manufacturers in New York State. Okay, the frustrating thing about thinking about the frustrating thing about thinking technology should be a way to improve our lives is that when someone prevents a doodad that might help people in some minor way, it's overshadowed by a dumbass finance guy confidently announcing everyone will be fired and unemployable if they don't buy the doodad. I like it. Now, a bit of sport. The Vikings fans breathed a sigh of relief, for he no longer has to face his greatest fear, the Vikings being good. Okay. It's just over a week until we get Doja's new album, and I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready for it either. I don't. No, whatever. Okay, and then we got Kissies, and it's like a goanna kissing a hand. Okay. Hey guys. Okay, Calvin and Hobbes is such an incredible body of work, and it never feels locked to the era of its creation. When you think of the Middlebrow award winning films, plays, and novels from the time the strip was being written, Out of Africa, Driving Miss Daisy, it is stark how well it has held up. I don't think those films are too bad, but again, it's like, yeah, I watch films for them being like time capsules. Maybe people don't look at it like that, but that's how I see it. Okay, and next we got a bit of a question. If you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? Goodness. The only album I can think of off the top of my head, it came off the top of my head, was the Sundays Reading, Writing, and Arithmetic, because it's got reading, writing, and arithmetic. All you need, right? And it's fucking beautiful. And brings me back to my youth. My youth. Beautiful 1989 album. Okay, and I've got to name this one. It's from Atheist Pizza News. When Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband were assassinated, Senator Mike Lee mocked their murders online, writing, "This is what happens when Marxists don't get their way." X.com. And now we have a Midnight View, which is like pixel art of the sky, I guess. It looks like New Zealand, but maybe not. And now for nature stuff. Big weather delivered an exceptional push of seabirds up the Severn today, including the first sooty shearwater for 45 years, grey phalaropers, sabines, gulls, and Leach's petrel. Petrel birds? Petrel? I remember when we were in geography class, we had to do a game and we had like frigates. Like frigate birds, but not frigates. But anyway. And now for dog content. Bentley was simply vibing during our walk tonight, and it's like a little dog on brick paving. Dogs, whatever. So next one's got a photo of clouds. I guess, yeah, clouds, good. And a pretty nice scenery. And then Jam 66 Radio. Enjoy the night and tune into blues, rock, and the newest. Every day, listen 24/7. Yeah. Route 66 Radio. Now some gardening. A hot summer followed by incessant rain here got me thinking about rainwater collection. Please share your solutions to collect as much as possible, especially in small or awkward spaces. Plus, let's have a My Harvest pick for this week too. And then, very excited to share new workout today on a new approach, Faces for selectively imaging of phospholipids and other biomolecules at spatial resolutions down to individual membrane leaflets. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Leaflet-specific phospholipid imaging using genetically encoded proximity sensors. An approach combining bioorthogonal chemistry with genetically encoded ... Okay. Then announcement. Next March I'm doing some live shows. Me and the band performing songs from Automatic and Stick, plus other solo favourites, and of course a shed load of Carter bangers. Tickets on sale on Friday at 9 AM from C Tickets. I love silence. But the thing about living in the woods is that you never get silence. You get quiet, the absence of human noise pollution, but never silence, as there is too much birdsong, wildlife, insects, plus the noise of the trees and the wind. I think I love woodlands quite more than silence. I can sort of agree, like I live in a country town, but it does actually, well, I don't know if it's silence, like... there's always the purr of the cats and things, but yeah. Anyway. Now a bit of arbitrary nihilism. The eye watchers, fake faces, fake people, fake personalities, fake words, fake lives, fake everything. And then it's got a photo of a television with an eye coming out of it. That's kind of cool. It's a good photo. Nice. Now a bit of Aussie greeny stuff. When CCA sets a climate target range and Albo aims for the bottom of that range, I do not want to hear one single MP or NGO who campaigned on climate action promoting compromise. Just pass it, floor not ceiling, small steps is failure. Will only ever be weakened, not strengthened. There you go, a bit of greeny goss. Now, Sam with this specific warm lighting that brings out the red in his hair. You agree. I don't know who that is. Fair enough. A thing I learned today is that the 1960 World Series winning Pirates had a 7.11 ERA in that World Series, which, again, they won. Okay. That's something I learned. Now, a photo, the Forgotten Room, and it's kind of nice black and white of like an old churchy type space. And then Dinosaur. What is it? It's a video. Is it a dinosaur? Yeah, kind of looks like a dinosaur. And now Forbes, the vice president, a close ally of Kirk, had eulogized the conservative activist in a lengthy social media post last week, hours after he was assassinated. Tribute to my friend Vance will host Charlie Kirk's show today, and there was a lot of stuff about that I read earlier. And now I'll just do a few more and then see what's trending. So, unresolved sexual tension can still exist even after the characters have sex. I guess so. And then editor. How do we make a story out of all movements within the margin of error? Journo. Don't mention that. I think that's a New Zealand thing. Yep. RNZ. Read research political poll points to deadlocked parliament. Labour is still narrowly ahead of National. And then Forbes. A successful TikTok deal would end China's leverage over the social media app in the US. And Trump's too. I won't go into my feelings about the talk. You're all talked in the head. Anyway, that's that for now. Let's have a look. Oh no, the New York Times. President Donald Trump and his wife Melania are set to arrive in Britain on Tuesday night for a 2-day state visit, hosted by King Charles and Queen Camilla. Here's what to know about Trump's second state visit to the UK. Okay, just a little bit, like one last outrage. Has anyone asked and has anyone answered who was responsible for arresting the Hyundai employees and thus putting at risk a huge relationship, putting at risk a relationship with a huge military and trading partner in South Korea? Or did Tim Apple just get a monopoly and Putin Xi an easier conquest? Where is the outrage? I like it. So maybe the post-Kirk apocalypse has happened and people have quietening down some, or maybe that's just how it normally is. I don't know, but that's kind of why I'm always on here, because it's kind of it is what it is. And I don't know if that's just my feed or what it is, but okay. So the trendings: Chargers versus Raiders, Twins versus Yankees, Reddit. So what are they saying about Reddit? Okay, Charlie Kirk killer described as Reddit kid by classmate, highlighting potential dangerous effect of internet use on the young. You spend too much time online and all of a sudden your beliefs are all the way this way, and you do some dramatic stuff to please these friends that are not your friends. Classmate sums up Charlie Kirk's assassin in just 2 chilling words. Reddit filled with arguments, theories, and memes every day. But this one. But real life doesn't pause for debate. A tiny 1-month-old kitten was struck by a car before witnesses and now fights to survive. This is the reality we can change. This one's been popping up all day, and it's like, yeah, gag me with a spoon. Nah. So this is what they're saying about JD Vance. Fascism and information. 1. JD Vance stands to take over the presidency of the USA should Trump be out of action. 2. Peter Thiel Palantir funds Vance. 3. Thiel has been given the contract to capture all health data for every UK inhabitant. 4. The Russians are very happy. Fascism reigns. Okay, 3 more. I still can't believe that PDF file, pedophile, fuck it, I'm not, Nazi JD Vance hosted a whole podcast and didn't give any eyeliner tips. Sad. Sad face. Hashtag Epstein eyes. Okay. I genuinely think if you ask Trump who Charlie Kirk was, he would just assume you're talking about JD Vance at this point. And finally, it's just so fucking wild that the Ivy League University credentialing factory produces guys like JD Vance, Brett Kavanaugh, and Joseph Ladapo, who are not only dumb as shit, but hell-bent on helping destroy the Ivy League University credentialing factory. And now the thread with Mark Zuckerberg is generally just people doing like GIFs and memes of people with silly glasses about his smart glasses. And like I put one there of like the guy from Scanners starting, like they don't have the GIF of the scanner guy's brain actually exploding, which is a bit of a shame. But that's a bit of fun, and you know I can get in with the left. I think Zuckerman is what Zuckerman is. Now, yeah, that's enough. That's enough. Epstein, Carl Alcaraz, RFK Jr. Let's see what they've got to say about the old Robert F. Just to finish up. Okay, so here we go. A bit of Rona madness from a she-her. This goes for non-Americans. Having a large unvaccinated population for the virus to spread across greatly increases the odds of mutations. Those variants will come back to us in ever more spicy forms. RFK Jr. is a pandemic level event. Get vaccinated. Get boosters. The fix is in. Get your COVID vax this week, friends. Do not wait if you can avoid it. Now that RFK Jr. has made the ACIP unreliable and unqualified, here's what the American Academy of Pediatrics and 67,000 members have to say about recommended vaccines that keep your children healthy. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll finish on this one. A good name. I won't name him, but maybe RFK the Lesser is remembering an interdimensional hallucination during one of his heroin trips. RFK Jr. says he met Charlie Kirk in July of 2001, and they quickly became soulmates. Charlie was 8 years old in 2001. Okay, so there you go. That's my 20-minute video exposing why I'm a bit of a Blue Sky stan, even though I stand on the margins and just kind of do what I do. But as I say, they've clearly cleaned it up since nobody wants to get fired in this economy, I guess. So there you go. That's my flowers for Charlie and my Blue Sky feed as of the 16th of September in the evening. So there you go. Don't subscribe, whatever. Bad lighting, crappy camera on my computer. It looks really good in daylight, but this is what it is. And remember, let the sun shine down upon all of us. And do what you do, screw what you screw, whatever.